Why insecure people attack others. Have you ever noticed this? Some people make a mistake, fail at something, or get exposed for not knowing what they are doing. And instead of pausing, learning, or admitting it, they suddenly become aggressive. They blame other people. They attack the person who noticed. They say the rules are unfair. They act like everyone else is the problem. It looks like arrogance. But very often underneath it, there is something much more primitive happening in the brain. There is shame. And for the human brain, shame is not just a small, uncomfortable feeling. It can feel like danger. To understand why, we have to remember what humans were built for. For most of human history, we did not survive alone. We survived in groups. Being accepted by the group meant food, protection, warmth, and safety. Being rejected by the group could mean death. So the brain became extremely sensitive to social signals. If other people discovered that you were selfish, unreliable, dishonest, weak, or useless, that was not just embarrassing. In an ancient environment, it could threaten your place in the group. That is why shame can feel so intense. Your brain does not treat it like a casual opinion, it treats it like social pain. And social pain is not just a metaphor. When you feel rejected, humiliated, or exposed, your brain can use some of the same systems that process physical pain. So when someone sees your weakness, it may not feel like, oh, I should improve. It may feel more like, I am under attack. And once the brain feels attacked, it starts looking for protection. Some people protect themselves by escaping. They stop trying. They disappear. They avoid situations where they might fail. They retreat into fantasy where they can still feel powerful without being tested. That is one way the brain avoids shame. But there is another way, and it is much more destructive. Some people protect themselves by attacking first. The moment their incompetence is about to be seen, they push the pain outward. Instead of thinking, maybe I need to learn, they think, you are humiliating me. Instead of asking, what did I do wrong, they say, you are against me. Instead of facing the shame inside, they export it onto someone else. This is why an insecure person can become so hostile when corrected. The correction may be small, but inside their brain it can feel huge. Their amygdala, the part of the brain that reacts to threat, starts ringing the alarm. The body gets ready to fight. Heart rate rises, the face gets hot, the voice gets sharper. The mind starts searching for excuses. And if the prefrontal cortex is not strong enough in that moment, the person cannot slow down. The prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain that helps you pause, reflect, control impulses, and choose a better response. It is the part that says, wait, this hurts, but I do not need to attack. Maybe I can listen. Maybe being wrong does not mean I am worthless. But when shame is too strong and self-control is too weak, the emotional system takes over. Then the person does not respond to reality. They respond to the pain of being exposed. This is why some people would rather destroy the conversation than admit they do not know something. Because admitting it would force them to feel the shame directly, and attacking gives them a temporary escape. For a few seconds, the story changes. It is no longer, I failed. It becomes, they treated me unfairly. It is no longer, I feel ashamed. It becomes, I am angry. Anger is often easier to tolerate than shame. Shame makes you feel small. Anger makes you feel powerful. So the brain chooses anger even when anger makes the situation worse. This does not excuse harmful behavior. If someone attacks others because they cannot face themselves, they are still responsible for that. But understanding the mechanism helps us see what is really happening. Many attacks are not signs of strength. They are signs of pain that the person does not know how to process. A mature brain can do something different. It can feel shame without turning it into violence. It can admit weakness without collapsing. It can say, I was wrong, without feeling like the whole self is being destroyed. That is real emotional strength, not never feeling shame, but being able to stay present when shame appears. So the next time someone becomes aggressive the moment they are corrected, remember, you may not be seeing confidence. You may be seeing a brain trying desperately to escape humiliation. And the real goal for all of us is to build a mind strong enough to feel discomfort without making other people pay for it.